Kathy, in addition to learning about the Sonoma Speakers Series, which we're so grateful you did that, we have everyone on our podcast answer questions. Okay. So we have 2 visitor centers. People call us. They text us. This is a segment we call We Get Questions. Here we go. The trees on the Sonoma Plaza are incredible, and some of them are huge. Who takes care of all those trees?
For me to answer this question, would that be the city of Sonoma, their maintenance department?
You're right.
There you go.
You're absolutely spot on. This is someone walked up at the plaza. We have eucalyptus trees. Sometimes they call them blue gum. They're not native to here. They are kind of controversial. The plaza is full of beautiful trees.
And they're all lit up. Are they still lit up?
One is still lit up,
Just
which
the
is
palm
the
tree?
palm tree.
Okay.
Yes, we just took them down last week, but you're good. But yeah, so the eucalyptus, a lot of people talk about it because it's actually split into multiple branches. It's massive, like trunks. It's huge. And the answer is, you're right, the city of Sonoma. Mike Berger, Brian, all those guys, their entire squad is out there from Department of Public Works and the parks, making sure the trees are healthy. And we also bring in outside help because after every windstorm, branches fall down.
Yes, they do.
And they got to go there and trim them, make sure people are safe. So yeah, the staff does. So hey, City of Sonoma, good
All
work.
right.
Keep
Good
it up.
work. Yep, love it.
By the way, if you look at old photos, the Historical Society of the plaza, and people say, we can't change the plaza. It's got to be the way it was historically. Patricia calling in from the Historical Society is like, what, you mean mud and like horse crap? Yeah, no. Like, thank God the Women's Club and all the different groups adopted the plaza and made it a beautiful park.
Yes.
And it can change slowly over time.
Totally.
Yes. That was fun.
As everything else does.
As everything does. Okay, here's another one we got. This was actually on Facebook, and it said, hello, we just moved here from the East Bay, and we're looking for good Mexican food, especially from Oaxaca and Michoacan. Got any ideas? Yeah.
Well, I don't exactly know where everyone is from.
What state?
How about El Molino?
El Molino is fantastic, and that's a lot of different areas.
La Casa. I've been going to La Casa.
You're a La
since
Casa
I moved
person,
here.
are you? Okay.
Yes.
What do you go to at La Casa? Like, what's like one of your go-to dishes?
Oh my gosh, chili relleno.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Delicious.
My mentee loves Hacienda.
Laha.
So, yes.
Bob, the station manager here, he's like, oh, we're getting margs at Laha. Come on. Margaritas there.
We don't have margs with my mentee, but we definitely have burritos.
Maybe in 20 years.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
La Hacienda is a favorite.
Hers, definitely her favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good outdoor patio there.
Yeah. It's just easy and great.
Yeah,
so,
there are a lot. It's funny because a person from the East Bay, like, where can we find good Mexican food? I'm like, you cannot swing a tortilla and not hit a great Mexican restaurant around here.
You're not kidding.
Sonoma Eats has Oaxacan food, I know for a fact. Michoacan, a lot of people from Michoacan have moved here, so there's a lot of that type of food. There's even, it's actually from Jalisco, but it's called a torta ahogada, which is a drowned sandwich from Jalisco. It is so good. It is so spicy. It's a sandwich that they smother with this super spicy hot sauce.
Oh, I can't even
it's
imagine
so good.
right
it's
now.
So good.
I
so
can't
good.
do spicy.
It's so good. So anyway, person from the East Bay, I know you think like, oh, I'm from the East Bay, everything's better. No, we have really good Mexican food up here in Sonoma Valley. You're very lucky. So you can enjoy that. Okay. Hi. Are there ever special wine tasting offers for people who want to try new wineries but don't want to commit to more elaborate tastings? They just want to try a little trial.
I would say most places.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Honestly, I don't think, I do wine tastings whenever I have company visit because that's what everyone wants to do.
Yeah.
And I believe that if you were to walk into most tasting rooms that don't require an appointment,
right,
and you were to say, I don't want an elaborate tasting. How can I do this? They'll work with you because I think tasting rooms want and need the business right now.
Absolutely.
A, there's a lot of competition. B, tasting rooms are sort of closing faster than they're opening. And so, I would say, my whole motto in life is if you don't ask, people can't say yes. So I ask for everything.
Oh, that's smart.
Isn't that a great motto?
Yeah. Okay.
So you ask. What's the worst thing that can happen?
They will. And matter of fact,
no.
I've even got, this is a bit of a ringer question because we even have, starting February 15th for you, so tell your friends who are coming to visit you.
Okay.
The new Sonoma Sips campaign, it runs from February 15th to March 15th. $15 tastings.
Oh my gosh! And the poster is adorable.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ryan Michaud, local Glen Ellen resident, or maybe even Kenwood. Some guy lives up Valley. He's a graphic designer. He's got a radio show too. He made these posters. So
You can't beat a $15 tasting.
You cannot.
It's funny. I used to think that tastings should just be free, and they used to be in the very early days.
Yes, and so that's actually a good question we get sometimes. So is that a question you're asking about free tastings?
Well, I mean, are there any left?
There are a few and far between, but the reason being that used to be a lot of free tastings, and they were exactly a very small pour. Right? Small pour, standing up, very informal, and it was a classic kind of situation.
Right.
Then the bachelor and bachelorette party showed up. And you ruined everything. No, so it became a little untenable to have large groups come in, and let's say you've only got one person behind the bar doing it, and that one person wants to talk to people from Dallas who are interested in wine, and someone from Sacramento, and then here comes 20
girls with a sash,
sashes, and other accoutrement of a bachelorette party. So sometimes they would use that as a way to kind of slow down people's roll.
Yeah.
And then tastings get a little more elaborate.
Yeah.
During COVID, it became like make a reservation, sit down, separated. And so then the wineries had to adjust that time. We haven't quite gotten to the point where we were back in the 80s where it was like 2 barrels and a plank and like some farmer like, hey, this is Infidel and it might shock you that it's red. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're not there. I don't know if everything does change. Yeah, and sometimes because a lot of us are drinking box jugged wine back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are still a few that have really cheap, I shouldn't say cheap, value tastings. But there's also ones that, like, if you invest in the bigger experience, they're really fun.
Sure.
But I can understand if you're new to wine tasting, you're like, I don't know if I want to commit to a 90-minute or 2-hour sit-down experience.
Well, I will say just quickly, I remember when if you bought a bottle, they would waive the tasting fee.
Yep.
That doesn't happen. But I also remember sometimes when I'd have company, I would take them to Napa.
Yeah.
And honestly, it would be like, oh my God, there's a guy with a tuxedo and take a number and sit down and we'll call you when there's a space at the bar. And it was $25 or $40 for a tasting. And I was like, I just give me a loaf of bread and a bottle of something, and I'm going a jug right now. I'm going out to the picnic table.
And you can go to the plaza and drink.
Yeah.
You're right. That is an experience in other places that are just east of the Eden. That is Sonoma, but here they're still by and large. I was talking to Laura Schermeister. She and her husband run Schermeister Winery in Glen Ellen. They're the ones who greet you. They're the ones that pour for you,
which I love.
It's and so there's a lot of that. You go to La Prenda, and Kayla's there, and she's pouring for you and stuff like that. So we don't have deservedly the same reputation that other places might have.
Yeah.
But yeah, the free tastings probably aren't going to come back anytime soon.
I wouldn't expect them to.
Starbucks doesn't give me free coffee.
You're right.
Pete's doesn't give me free stuff.
Right.
You should. Because I only drink quality. No. So
for all the time I spend at Pete's.
Exactly.
You should. Yeah.
Okay, final question we got here.
All right.
We are hosting, this one I think came in through email. Okay, so we are hosting a dinner party with a diverse group of people and we'll be featuring many Sonoma Valley wines. Because the group has varying opinions on so many things and public discourse seems so fraught, what advice would you give on how to keep conversation civil, and should I offer a sparkling wine?
You should always offer a sparkling wine. That's my answer. That goes without saying. But how to keep conversations civil should just be something you say up front, which is, guess what? Politics is off the table.
Okay.
Talk about it on your own, but not at my party. And that's what I would say. And then I would heavily pour the bubbles.
You're like, more champagne?
More champagne, anyone?
Here's some Gloria Ferrera.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
You're the host. You can say, hey, guys.
That's right. That's
we're out of
right.
here.
I'm in charge.
I like that. Is that like in the speaker series? Like you got the microphone. You just cut
That's
it right
it. I can say what I want.
You're done.